Like the way it sounds, Frody? Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe. Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe. It's too hot, drop the top off the wagon. Lay back, fire like dragon. Man, I'm flying past Saturn. Out of here like I ain't that savage. Two. It's like I'm at the studio with Michael. You can hear me dancing on the beat. Bam, bam, about to put a mansion on the beach. 100 Latins in your lobby. That's what happens when you're around with body. And I put that in my mommy. I will never give my heart to a I can just make a dance that goes with this song. Then I'ma be on. Basic, gon' dance to it. Basic, everywhere, gon' dance to it. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute. White Range Rover, in it. Let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe for a minute. White Range Rover, all in it. You gotta, baby, shake that, shake that, shake that. You gotta, baby, shake that, shake that. Shake it. I got 2 shows, I'm about to pitch another. Throwing alley-oops to my brothers. We all shine, nobody victims. I'm on these sweatsuits, black Pippins. I swag different. That's why the money in the bag different. Come up short, you have your fam. I lay on beaches and swerving whips. You ain't serving, you just an urban myth. Every day, get ride around Queens on the jet ski, it's me. Every day, get to the day I die. Every day, get man, I that and I that bouncing up and down. Nearly broke. Just let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The running game will be a focus today. The Vikings are top 10 in rush yards allowed, and they're going up against a Bears team that will need to figure out how much it can count on the run.
EA Sports coverage takes us to one of the newest jewels on the NFL landscape, US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings.
Take four. Set. Green. 30.
They go play action here on first down. And incomplete to open things up.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
Hey. 4 down. No. Check. Patriot.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Tight end right. Detroit! Here we go now. Go!
3 down. On play action, they'll throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half-dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're on offense and you saw that on tape, you've got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
Watch it now, behind now. Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And an alley to run. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Check. Lucky.
So the offense has it 1st and 10.
You don't want no problem. You don't want Leopard. Set. Gun. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Back to throw here. Flushed out right. Oh, he's got some breathing. And the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And nothing but daylight ahead. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November.
No.
But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home.
And it's a fumble. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Over. Here we go now.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
Here we go now. Green.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Detroit.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right. It's caught at the 10. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 56 yards. Five yards to go for the offense. First down and goal from that 5-yard line.
Gun!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
We hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that's scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal.
No, check, Patriot, Patriot. Here we go.
They'll
now.
come out in the pistol.
Check, Patriot, Leopard, back 99, Philly, here we go.
3rd and goal from the 5. Maybe a little play action situation. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving into more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing. So far isn't working, maybe they'll do that.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store.
Tight end to the right, boy, tight end to the right. Move. All right, here we go. Green, 39. Watch it now. Detroit.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel sub packages, don't they?
He'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. This is going to be a good one-on-one battle to watch. Both of these guys play the game at the highest level.
Both of them are terrific competitors. They play the game with great athleticism and smarts as well.
And in this early round, the defense wins. This is taken at the 18. A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out comes Minnesota. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there and handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Right. 56.
And he motions the wide receiver. Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a nice gain of 21 yards. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Hey, we got tight right. Hurry up, here we go. All right, now, look. 4 down. Check. Detroit. No. Check. Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some space here. Look, there he goes left side. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 41 yards. A first half update now from Philadelphia. Early lead in that one for the Packers. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal.
All right, here we go. Over.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Zerline out now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Onto the field now come the Bears. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked so.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well, and that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
Now back to throw. And he's going to go down again. Leonard Floyd in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Let's go. Over. We got three. No. Check. Patriot.
They'll set up a throw. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And it's taken in at the 9. Might have needed just one more block as it stands. 37-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They're starting to put some space here. First quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. That good for 22 and a first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Watch tight, watch tight. Tight end right, tight end right. Now that's over. Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to roam now. And room there to work it inside the 25. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Leopard. Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. Black 99 Philly, here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They're going to look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down.
That's it, baby. Watch it now, Barney. Here we go now. Watch it now. No. Check.
Looking to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
Sack, baby.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense and over the post.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, we got the casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Now they try the right side here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. Maybe a little sign of life here offensively, Charles. They get their first down. They didn't have any in quarter number 1.
And I think what we're seeing is great evidence of good scouting by both teams, right? Understanding what ended up getting their first down. Now, that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. It'll be a gain of 2, and speaking of 2s, it'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll set up to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this belongs to the Vikings. And now out comes Minnesota. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Gun!
Now they try the right side here. They find some open field here. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
And to give this time to the tailback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Gun! Here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles are usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's a right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him up.
Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. The second quarter score from Cincinnati. An early lead in that game for the Falcons. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
All right, here we go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Double tight. All right, now look at 56. We got 4. All right, now look at 56. Gun!
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Switch. Check. Fresno.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
Hurry up, here we go. Leopard!
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to air one out. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 52 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably...
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Zerline out now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Tight end right.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
The Bears on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. And out now come the Vikings. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's got some space here. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Detroit.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's got room. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. They'll run it now out of the gun. He's got daylight. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
All right, here we go.
And to give this time to the tailback. Room here to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Now let's go.
They'll drop to throw. That'll be caught by Rice. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now they try the right side here. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
They'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. Past the 20. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And now running right through him. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Here we go now.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now a handoff looking right, and he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out and out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible. Because right now, he is wrecking things for them.
And this is going to be incomplete.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. By the way, 3rd quarter now in Cincinnati as we take a look at the NFL scoreboard. And the Falcons sort of opening things up there. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL.
Watch tight end.
Over. Back 99 Philly. Here we go. Now let's go. All right, now lucky 56. Lucky.
And to give this time to the tailback.
Check.
A big play there for Minnesota. And even 80 yards. Nothing fancy there. A little smash-mouth football right up the gut on the dive, and it turns into a huge play.
You talk about the fastest way to the secondary. Right up the gut as you described and sprinted into the secondary for a long, long run.
So now it's 1st and goal.
All right, now lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit. All right, here we go. Detroit. Green 39. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
And now here's a carry heading left. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Back now at beautiful new U.S. Bank Stadium. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Zerline out now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Now let's go.
Now they try the right side here. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance. Reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is brought in at the 21. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And Charles, in a very one-sided affair, I think we've reached the point in the broadcast where you and I, we may have some filling to do, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that because we got to try and keep people around. We don't want them to change the channel. Stay with us in this game. Is that Ben Ramsey? Are you hearing from Ben on the headset here? Tell us, stretch this thing out a little bit.
Get some talking points. Dig them all out.
That's what you get. A big-time producer. Keep them here.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On second down, they'll try and run the counter. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground.
Here we go. No. Check. Patriot.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the 4th.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Shift together here from the D-line. Now a handoff looking right. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this.
What's tight? Tight is right.
Here we go now.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. looking right. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Here we go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. And that is incomplete.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just dropped to a point and reacted to the football. Now you end up with a lot of man-to-man principles once you get into your zone defense. In other words, get to your assignment and then locate a guy coming into your area, and then you end up covering him almost man for man. That allows him to make more plays on the football like the one we just saw there.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Double tight, double tight. All right, here.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. Now they try the right side here. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
On the NFL scoreboard, they've gone to the 4th in Cincinnati. And really pouring it on now are the Falcons. If they can hold on, the win would be number 8 for them on the campaign. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Now a handoff looking right. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10. And this will likely be the last play and wrap things up.
Man left, man left.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves.